DC Comics realized that they can't copy what Marvel did, so they said, screw it.
We're just going to do something unique and different every single time.
And I feel like that's exactly what they're perfect at. Because I would say their TV shows, their anime shows, as you know, DC had that down packed.
Oh yeah,
but also
Justice
and
League,
now
Unlimited shows.
Well, but the thing is, that was Marvel's formula to do the individual and then do the group movie. What DC is doing now is kind of just like, let's give a director the helms of, you know, a franchise and just let him do whatever. They did that with Suicide Squad, and we should get to Suicide Squad later on since it is getting rebooted. But you know, they did the same thing with you know, the Snyderverse and all that stuff, and they just said, hey, make this as interesting as humanly possible and try to tie it all together. But then at some point they just stopped trying to tie it all together, and that's when it started to get good, is when these directors could just do whatever the story needed.
And all the TV shows now are going to be either prequels or just kind of side stuff of what's going on that it leads to the film. Like, for example, good old Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Now, before we talk about Peacemaker, which I'm excited about, let's talk about the original Suicide Squad and everything that went on with that. I feel like we should really address that, because people need to understand that that movie should have not been as bad as it was. You may have liked it, but professionally wise, it was not say awful film, but it was not good.
They let the studio that did the trailers edit the film together, which was also kind of why it was hard to understand. I watched the movie 3 times in theaters. I'm so serious. But the thing is I could not get it. I was so hyped for when it was coming out. I was like, this cannot miss.
Miles, do you remember the album that they released for
Yes, he kept playing it over and over in car. I'm just like,
You're not going to disrespect Kehlani like that.
That was a great song, I will say. But
Kehlani is the GOAT.
That album was fantastic for that year alone. The trailers they dropped were really entertaining. They had scenes in trailers that actually looked promising. Until the movie comes out, you realize that this looks choppy, this looks kind of weird. And now, if you're just a stan or a fan, you wouldn't care. You were just excited to watch the movie.
You just wanted to see graphics, but that's the same thing with like any video game or whatever. You just want to see the bam, boom, and then get to that moment.
And I think all of us had a conversation about this. And I think our theory was the studio decided to treat the movie as just a cash grab from all the hype and just said, you know what, since everyone loves the hype so much,
well, they just fed into the hype.
Yeah.
Future has a song, I serve the bass, I serve the bass.
Well, they dropped the ball on that one because, again, if you know the Joker is the best selling part of any villain of any comic book character,
he should have just been the antagonist.
Yeah, why the hell did you cut out most of his scenes? Make that make sense.
Because they had already fed into the hypes of all the characters. I don't know, man. The thing is, I feel like that's exactly what Star Wars is doing. They were like, okay, people are getting hyped about that. Let's make the movie in response to the hype and not make a good movie for them to get hyped about.
Okay.
And I'm glad Suicide Squad is getting a reboot. But for me, like I said, everything just leading up to the movie. Is it getting rebooted? What is going on with that?
Okay,
I think it's a sequel.
No, so it's like a sequel. Yeah, it's kind of like a sequel. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. It's called The Suicide Squad, and yeah, you know, it is a sequel because a lot of the characters are coming back, but
it seems like it's just gonna be the exact same thing except better.
No, it actually looks far better considering the new director and
James Gunn.
And also they're doing that good old prequel called Peacemaker, which kind of, Miles, do you know who Peacemaker is? Mm-hmm. Well, let me just tell you who Peacemaker is and what the show's gonna be about. Give me 1 second. Peacemaker is basically and I quote, a ruthless killer who believes in achieving peace at any cost.
So basically Punisher.
No, he's a
like
pacifist. Happy-go-lucky. Yeah,
really?
He's a pacifist. Yes. And guess who's playing this man?
I don't know.
Jonathan Cena.
John Cena.
I'm sorry, not Jonathan. It's just John Cena. I'm sorry. Sorry, John Cena. Yeah, the good old John Cena is playing a pacifist who's also a ruthless killer.
That doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense, and that's why I'm excited to see that, because I don't know what the heck James Gunn is going to do, because he's directing all the episodes, I think. Either directing or writing all of them.
Man, that man is not going to be sleeping anytime soon. He's like Issa Rae. They were saying Issa Rae has like 27 hours or whatever in the day.
Oh,
She always is doing some project. You know, she's the new Spider-Woman.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
She's been getting a lot of work lately.
that's what I'm saying.
Secure.
She don't sleep. Grind don't
She's
stop.
built different.
I mean, we've seen a lot of black writers achieve a lot of work these past few years. But I'm sick and tired of seeing Michael B. Jordan and everything.
What? I love Michael B. Jordan.
I'm tired of it, man.
Naruto. And then remember when they had that whole designer line? They really tried that. They really thought they were going to sell $300 graphic tees or whatever those things were.